So, hi, welcome back to another art hang with me. So, was I trying to do something specific? Not really. I was just drawing in the moment, letting my mind pour into the paper. It was even before I got obsessed with Stardew Valley after I was finally able to play it. So, how do we get to this? Welcome back to the HQ. Today, I'm back with another video that I filmed like literally 5 months ago. I have a lot of footage that I'm accumulating, like for real, man. I know I haven't been uploading in many months, but I have recorded so much. You'll be seeing that. I'm using my gansai once again, my Kuretake ones, and these ones that I'm not sure what the brand is. I have not taken the time, honestly, to read the label. I'm sorry. But I've got the gansai that I got from Kuretake when I was in Japan, and these gansai that I got from my host mother when I was in Japan last year. So this is what I'm painting with today. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the context of this little painting I did in my sketchbook. A few months ago, you might have heard me commenting in the diary video about artist struggles and art student struggles. You might have heard me commenting about me following a blue period training regime for a video series. So, I'm sure you can guess what happened. Did I complete the training? No. Did I try? Yes. Did I complete it? No. I got sidetracked with other tasks because, of course I did. Of course I got sidetracked. I got through, I think I completed the first week successfully of the training regime. And then got busy with other things and just kind of couldn't continue. Yeah, tell me about it. I want to laugh, but it's just disappointing at this point. Like, I am disappointed that I couldn't finish it during the time I had, but to be fair, that training regime is supposed to be like a year long, not like, what was it? I was trying to do everything in 3 months. Like, no, that is not how you're supposed to do it. So yeah, on one side, I'm a little bit disappointed that I did not get to finish the training regime. But on the other side, yeah, it was pretty unrealistic in the first place to expect myself to finish it in the 3 months I had. So, yeah. While I do have a lot of footage from those couple of days that I did complete the tasks, I am not gonna release it here as we first intended. You're gonna see some of it as videos, like this one, for example, but I might upload some of it later on my Patreon, so yes. But yes, that's pretty much how this was born. I did this one as one of the tasks for the first couple of weeks. I don't really remember if it was supposed to fulfill the watercolor painting task or the sketchbook. The sketchbook page task. I'm not sure which one of those. I probably intended it to fulfill both, which is kind of cheating, but I was really short on time. I was trying to do my best with what we had. So yeah, you know the story. You know the story by now. So I just drew this little whatever I had in mind. I had in mind really this sort of cold porcelain figurine that I had done like 1 year ago. But it was white. The original porcelain figurine that I think I was inspired by was white, and when I made it last year, it was meant to be some sort of like forest spirit or like a plant spirit, something of that sort. And the original had a leaf on its head too. Actually, maybe I can show you the porcelain figure later. Yeah, here you go. Editing me will stick it in. But there it is. So this was the porcelain figure that I was thinking of when I was drawing the sketch for this painting. But as you can see, I started using blue instead of white. Why did I end up using blue? I'm not sure. I was just kind of thinking of blueberries, I think, at the time, and it ended up being blue. And I don't know, I thought it would look very nice. I was kind of thinking of that same thread of like fantasy inspiration, like the blue slimes in Genshin Impact, the blue slimes from like Dragon Quest and other games. You always see like these blobby figures that are blue and have like this big round eyes in video games. And I think that was what I was thinking about when I was painting. So I started with blue instead of white. And the funny thing is, I did not intend it to look like anything in particular. I was just sort of winging it. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just kind of trying to trust myself in the process and saying like, okay, I have no idea what the hell this creature is supposed to be, but I like it. Something that perhaps you've noticed is that I figured out, I think actually I figured it out when I was doing this painting, but I figured out something that I think is brilliant. I think it will solve a lot of problems for people. So I think when I started this painting, and from this moment onwards, since then, I have not used like the water vase that everyone uses. You know what I'm talking about? You know the little water vase, the mug with water or whatever it is, where you keep your water for your brushes and it's dirty water with paint. Yeah, that one. I stopped using it. And why? Because I discovered something so much better. Causes no spills, no stains, no messes of any kind. And if you're one of those people that uses a mug or a cup or a glass that is like meant for drinking, but you're constantly accidentally, drinking the paint water from it, then you should do what I'm doing. And that is using my little spray bottle. I just got a simple spray bottle. I think it was, before it was full of like the liquid alcohol. And once I ran out of it, I was like, you know what? I have a brilliant idea. So I emptied the spray bottle and filled it with just like filtered water, some normal water. I really recommend you do this. If you're one of those people that uses like a glass or a mug or a cup or a vase, like a normal cup for your paint water, I recommend that you switch it to the spray bottle. It wastes a lot less water and paint, less waste, less threat of a spill on your carpet or on your table, less chance of a mess in general, and you will not be at risk of accidentally drinking the paint water. Since then, I have completely switched to the spray bottle. I no longer use my little paint water cup. Now I use it for like pencil shavings and other stuff if I'm working with chalk or pencils or stuff like that. So yes, please change to a spray bottle. Like, I will advocate for this forever. I have not had a single spill or mess or anything since I've switched really to the spray bottle. I recommend it. It's so much easier and it's so efficient, and I can just easily wet my paints without making a mess. That's what I've been doing the whole time while I've been painting this little forest spirit, let's call it. I just use the spray bottle straight on my gansai palette, and I just like spritz it on the little colors that I'm using, and that's it. Oh my god, it's so much easier, and it's easier to clean my brushes too. I don't have to like swirl them around in the cup and worry about the shape getting all fritzy and just messy. That is no longer a problem with the spray bottle either. I just spray some directly on the brush and let it like push and brush out literally the paint, and it works so well. Also important, aside from the spray bottle, I always keep some tissues and a little paint towel on me when I'm painting. The paint towel, I can use it to clean my brushes and to like brush off any extra paint from the brushes. That's how I clean my brushes now. At least when I'm still painting, I will just spray some water on my brushes and brush it out onto the towel or on a tissue, but ideally on a towel. And it cleans my brushes perfectly and I don't have to worry about them getting frizzy or the shape becoming damaged or anything like that. It's just so much more efficient. At this point, I was having my doubts, something was looking weird about the top leaf on the little spirit's head and I couldn't quite grasp what the problem was, and it was making me nervous, but I just kept going at it because, at least one of the advantages that I love about working with gansai on this type of paper is that if you work on this type of like satined paper, the type that has no grain and that is very low in weight, it's not like 250 grams or something. This kind of paper, it doesn't really absorb the paint like watercolor paper does. So the gansai lays on it like it's gouache or acrylics and it looks really good. And it means that you can mostly do a lot of corrections and mistakes before the paper or the paint starts getting weird on you. I worked a lot on the grass. Grass is always being sort of a challenge for me, because grass is so detailed. There's just so much information. Same happens with all kind of foliage, grass, bushes, trees. There's so much foliage, there's so much visual data. So I was trying to experiment here and see if I could draw the grass in like an efficient and successful way, and I think I did good. Yeah, I think I did good. The grass looks really good, I think. Yeah, it was my first time trying to do grass like traditionally, I think, like this, and it turned out well, so it's okay. It was my first time and I like how silly the little spirit looks. Like he's just sitting on the grass, like lonely. Maybe he's just thinking about his existence. We're not sure, but he's got some stuff going on up there. You might have also noticed from the past videos that I have specific palettes for specific paint types or specific materials. For example, the palette you see on the left is one that I got when I was in Japan, and I only use it for the gansai. I do not use it for anything else. It is meant just for my gansai. Why? I don't know. I'm just like that. I'm very specific when it comes to my materials. I'm the same with like my sketchbooks. I have like 15 sketchbooks or something, and each of them is meant for something different or has a different quality to it. For example, this sketchbook, it's pretty mixed media actually. It is very cheap, normal paper. I think it's like craft paper, what we call craft paper. It's just a very thin, cheap brown paper, but it holds up really well with paint, as you can see, and with ink and marker and color pencils. So I use it as mixed media, and it's a small sketchbook, so I can carry it anywhere. So it's very convenient, but it cannot do watercolor. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Then I have a sketchbook of the same size that is for watercolor, and then I have like 5 or 6 sketchbooks that are like, most of my sketchbooks are this size. The paper that I have of bigger sizes is meant for, more serious or professional works that I intend to sell or make into posters or that kind of stuff. But all my sketchbooks are this size, like a comfortable kind of book novel size. And I like it like that. It works perfectly. And this is my sketchbook for like mixed media stuff. Then I have one, for example, that is meant specifically just for like fantasy illustrations and fantasy sketching. So I have it just for that. Then I have another notebook that I use only for like horror, scary themes, like designing horrible creatures of nightmare. That's another one of my sketchbooks. Actually, I think you've seen it in a couple of videos, or at least in one. Yeah. You've seen it in the video where I was designing a monster. Yeah, that notebook, that sketchbook, I only use it for that, for creature design and like horror creatures and stuff, which is something I'm still pretty unfamiliar with, but I think I've been experimenting with it a lot lately, at least in the past year. And then I also have like a bigger sketchbook that I do not carry around with me often because it's just big. Like it's a big one. It's like letter size or a little bit bigger than that. And that's usually the notebook, or well, the sketchbook really. That's a sketchbook I use when I'm doing anatomy studies. It's bigger and it allows me to be more detailed and observant, and I have to do less brain work when it comes to proportions, because the references will likely be the same size as the sketchbook. So I just use that one for anatomy studies and some thumbnail sketching when I'm thinking about possible illustrations and portfolio stuff. So yeah, I am very specific when it comes to my sketchbooks and their functions, and my palettes and their functions. I'm just like that. I don't know why. But I think choosing this sketchbook for this painting worked really well. I was going to add like a little sky, but I did not. I think it looks better without the sky. And it works really well with a brown paper. I was kind of scared of, it clashing with the colors, but I think it works really well. And it really brings out the greens and the blue. I love how it turned out. I was scared of the grass, and you can see that I didn't quite know where to stop with the grass. So the grass is really detailed. And then you have this very simple creature, but it looks really nice. Yeah, I like it. I think I made the right decision in stopping there. And finished. And this is how it looks now. This is the completed version. It looks cute, right? What if we put a frame around it? Yeah, I can totally see it as a part of an animation. It looks really cute. I'm satisfied with the work I did back then, and I have done some other gansai work since then. I love them, and I think they work really well with me and my own workflow. I'll probably continue to do a lot of pieces in them. And yeah, this was it for this week. I will see you next week with another video. So bye, and don't forget to the basic stuff, like, subscribe, and comment if you like my stuff, and bye.